Actually, I'm going to start recording because I need to start off hot here. I need you to tell me if this is a Pierce County problem or a woman problem, because it's one or the other. I had 2 annoying experiences this week, and I don't know what lens to look at them through. Do I hate the women in Pierce County, or do I hate women in general?
Okay.
One happened at work, so I need to be more sensitive about it. Mm-hmm. But let's just say that there are people who work there, and the floor of this building that I work on. It's segregated, not by race, not in that manner.
By assumed gender.
By roles in the company.
Oh.
And there's a clear delineation of this group of people and that group of people. And I will say, now I have my own.
Is that the alphabet people on one side?
There's alphabet people on one side.
Yeah.
But there's alphabet men,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because I think they should all be women.
Right.
There actually are a couple women. But all the admins over there are women. There's no male admins. That's sexist. I think all the admins should be men.
Yeah.
And then there's finance staff. Okay, well, one of my, as we talked about before in the past, I do not like whatever that segregation is. Fine, but if you treat people differently based on that segregation, then I have a problem with it.
Yes.
Because you might say, "Oh, separate but equal," but I say, "Nuh-uh, not in practice."
Yep.
And there are some people that I work with, and this is an okay fact to share. There's some people that I work with. If I see them in the elevator. Mm-hmm. I'm on the 12th floor. It's a long ride, even though my elevators are fast. And if I see him in the elevator, if I see him walking to the bathroom, if I see him in the lobby-ish area, if I see him in one of the break rooms or the copier room.
Copier room. Making copies.
There are some people from the other side of the building who they don't even make eye contact or any glance towards you,
any sort of body language acknowledgement or anything.
No, not even the smallest affirmation of your personhood or existence on planet Earth. And that bugs the heck out of me.
You don't get one of these like sup.
No, I don't even take out the sup and folks, he just made a head nod. I would even accept a head nod with no sup.
I heard once that the sup head nod is like upward nodding.
Oh yeah.
Male nod is like a bro or like some equal. And the down nod is like a respect. Like the slightest of bows.
I love, now that I do all the grocery shopping, I love like other men at the grocery store when they nod, because I told you about staring issues as well.
Yeah.
But when they nod at you, or
do they give you downs or ups?
They give me downs.
Ooh, they respect you.
Yeah, they give me downs, or they say hello to me, or like not hello, like hi. You know, they give me like hello.
Like what to do.
Yeah. And to me, that is just so funny. It's like you're not trying to have a conversation. If you wanted to be friendly and sort of, casual, like cordial, then you wouldn't say it like that. You'd say like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Or in a different
do the
tone.
Same thing back here on the way to the garbage.
It's so so funny to me. Again, I don't know if that's a Gig Harbor thing or a men thing? That's a man.
I think it's a men thing.
That's an older man. That's an older man thing. You can't like.
Although I had a really old man on the train the other day. He was kind of talking to me, and then he said, oh, what? He used a funny word because he's from England. What did he say?
You right, slag.
Yeah, he didn't call me a slag or a knob or anything like that. He said something. Oh, what was the word? He didn't say handsome. He said some other word, and it like caught me off guard. He might have said, what was the word? Anyways, he said it looked better than the conductors in England.
That's funny.
Take that, Francis Bourgeois.
But so I went over to somebody's desk. I crossed the barrier into
The Berlin Wall.
I walked across the DMZ into North Korea to talk to somebody about an email.
Those guys with all the medals, like the 30 medals on their chest.
And somebody who never says, I forget what happened. I made some kind of joke out loud. And the person I was talking to, who I am friends with, she made a comment to a lady in an office who, again, I've worked there almost 10 years. This lady has worked there the whole time. And she's one of the people who never talks to me, never makes eye contact, never nothing. But she also mans the phone. Sometimes I forget my badge, and you have to get rung in like on a little camera.
This
thing.
is a little elevated receptionist.
No,
that
she's
doesn't
not.
Talk to you.
No. She's not. But she's just over there in the area. She has to help do that because there's somebody who's trying to kill our CEO. So anyway, we're talking, and
is it the IRS? Did you hear the IRS is hiring?
They've had a police force for 100 years. Okay, and I know it's nothing new, people.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
God or my father.
Anyway, so I'm over there. We got to have a mask because we're a medical facility. You know all that.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Even though you don't have to quarantine anymore?
It's because they haven't changed it for the hospitals because...
Haven't you heard? You don't even have to quarantine. You don't even have to do anything anymore.
Well, we haven't updated with the new guidance because it just came out today. But they haven't changed it for the hospitals, so they haven't changed it for the office.
Yeah.
I talked about it before.
They for mine for a while because it was the travel.
And anyway, so this lady has the gall to be like, "Who are you?"
What?
And she goes, and then she goes, "Take off your mask. I don't recognize you." After I said who I am, and
because you cut your hair off.
I cut my hair off 9 months ago.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
No.
8 months ago.
January?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
she knew you for years.
She's known me every iteration of hair I've had there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she goes, "Take off your mask." So
she's seen you more than I've seen you.
She for sure has. Yeah, she goes, "Take off your mask so I can recognize you," or something like that. And
you said, "Is that a threat?"
Oh my gosh. I was fuming the whole rest of the day. And you know me. If people get judgmental to me,
I want to the max.
I want to just rub it in their face how much they hate me.
Yeah.
And so it's hard not to do that, but it was unbelievable.
What'd you say? It brings up our talk a couple weeks ago of pettiness, beta-ness.
No.
What'd you say back?
I didn't say anything. I wasn't passive aggressive. I was about to say,
you were caught off guard, like when the lady hit me with the shopping cart.
It was so like mind blowing that I was just stupefied.
That's like when I got hit with the shopping cart. I just turned around and I was just like, "What? and she just moved on.
To me, it's just like
So what'd you say?
I just said nothing.
You just said, I'm Michael. I work over there.
I did say it sort of sarcastic. I'm Michael.
Yeah, I'm Michael.
Yeah.
I work there yonder.
Maybe if you didn't ignore me all the time, you would remember who I am. It's just, I can't believe the gall of some people sometimes. And it happened to me also, speaking of gall and speaking of badly behaved women, I was at Target Optical because I'm getting my lens replaced. Cause my
Target.
It only cost me $15 to get my lenses replaced because their freaking blue reflective anti-coating is rubbing off.
I heard the blue.
Not getting again.
I heard the blue thing's fake.
I know. It would cost me nothing last time, so I did it, and I'm not getting it this time. It just rubbed right off like the first day, and it's annoying. Looks like I have watermarks on my glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I catch people looking at it.
I have something like that.
And so anyway, I'm sitting there with a guy who's helping me. There's 2 employees. I'm sitting there with a guy. He's helping me. Nice guy. Bald guy. Tattoos. He's somehow wearing a pair of glasses, but also hanging a pair of sunglasses off his shirt. And that's the only thing I will dock him points for because he is a nice, cool guy. But if you're wearing glasses, you can't hang sunglasses off your shirt. You can only hang sunglasses off your shirt if you don't have glasses on. You can't have 2 pairs of glasses dangling off your person.
Unless they're those sunglasses that go over your glasses.
Yeah. Or you flip them up.
That grandmas wear.
There is a couple that's being helped by the other employee. Mm-hmm. And another person who this offender saw finish checking in, who actually had a scheduled appointment. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of throwing a wrench in the whole thing. She had a scheduled appointment, and she was sitting down in the chairs in this locale. You know, it's tiny.
Oh, yeah.
And
no social distancing.
So this lady comes up, Gig Harbor Target, and she's like, "Excuse me, I need my son's glasses. He's supposed to pick them up today."
Like they already know who she is and what she's there for.
Exactly. Picking up my son's glasses today. Oh, it gets worse. Picking up my son's glasses today. They're ready, and he's going off to college Sunday for 6 months, so he won't be able to come back here. As if,
my gosh,
as if all that detail like stopped her from like waiting literally 10 seconds for the attention not to be, on
he's
somebody
leaving
else.
In a week.
No, this was Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, maybe they're closed Sunday now or something. I don't know. And she's like, he's supposed to pick his glasses up today. He's leaving for college for 6 months. He won't be able to come back. So I'm like, where's he going? Like Timbuktu or something for?
They don't have targets.
And so, yeah, so she's standing off to the side.
Also, there's time today, so calm yourself.
And yes, it was like 1 p.m. But of course,
eyes as bright as the moon.
Well, the problem with these kind of people is you end up having to like fall into their system because they're
to get
making
them to calm down.
Yes. So they're making such a fuss, but you end up having to help them because. So he's like, I'm with a patient right now.
Where's the son at? The adult son.
Okay, he wasn't there yet. So.
Why isn't the adult son picking up his glasses?
So then she goes, he goes, I'm with a patient right now, and so I'll help you out in just a second. He goes, I'm with a patient, and this girl has an appointment, so I'll help you out in just a second. Well, maybe you can just hand him to me, and he can just try him on himself, and I'm sure they're going to fit him. We won't need him adjusted. And plus, we are going to the we're leaving right now for the Anacortes art show. So
this is where I would have said, this is where I would have gone, taken the customer service to the max and said, oh, no, I got to make sure they fit. I really want to make sure they fit. He's leaving for college. He's going to be gone for 6 months. I want to make sure they fit. And I would make her wait.
And this is what I'm saying. I forgot why this was an update, but this is why it's like I wanted to be bad to her in that moment.
Yeah.
I want to just say, shut up, you
Slag.
Shut up, you slag. I could have said slag because she wouldn't have known what it was.
Right. She would have had to Google it. Which she did not have time for.
Did not have time to go because she was leaving for the Anacortes Art Show. And the fact that she said the Anacortes Art Show.
As if you already know what it is.
And not an art show or an art show in Anacortes.
Or we're going to Anacortes, period.
Or we have we're trying to leave. So if there's any way you could get me this faster, there's actually nicer, just plain, even if she wanted to get her thing right then, there's nicer ways to do it.
Too many details.
So when she said the Anacortes Art, first she said him leaving for college and he's not going to be able to come back for 6 months. I don't know why that was so funny, but also then
because it let you realize he's an adult.
When she said the Anacortes Art Show, I almost lost it.
Did you give like a Jim from The Office look to the worker or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. We definitely... No, I flat out just started laughing out loud, and I put my head in my hands. And I did that to somebody else this week. Maybe that is a beta move, but that was my natural reaction. It's just like, oh my gosh, hilarious. But the sun comes around the corner, and this is one of those things, I think just as you're getting older, the son was 18.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was about 12.
Yeah.
He's got red, bushy, curly hair.
He's got the TikTok nest on top.
That's exactly what he had.
That like sticks forward.
Exactly what he had. Yeah. And he looked like he was about 12. I was like, okay, freshman year of college. But it's still like,
yeah.
Hey, you gotta kick the little birdie out of the nest,
Mm-hmm.
Let him pick up his glasses.
You think he had a job during high school?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to go to the Anacortes Art Show.
Yeah.
So I was telling Tammy about it when we were leaving, and I was just like, that's them right there. I said it out loud right as we were walking by them.
There they are.
Like they were like freaks behind a glass, Oh, man.
What came of it, in short?
Nothing.
She waited.
No. She got what she wanted. They got
Sometimes
it. That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes I get people at work, they're like freaking out. They're like, are you going to make sure I get off of my stop and da 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 da. Then I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you get off. No, just kidding. No, but then I have to cater to their anxiety or
I know
hand holding to make them feel good, so to get them to shut up.
The only benefit is you go like, I'm doing this for me.
Right. No, it is 100% for me, so I can move on.
I'm making my life better by giving into their bad behavior, but I'm making mine and, in our case, everybody's life better.
Yeah, win.
Again, is that a woman problem? The husband wasn't there.
The first story,
because she did leave with the husband, but he wasn't there.
The first story, the work one. Just generic. That was not a woman problem. That was a alphabet problem. I have an alphabet on my name.
They definitely.
And then the second one is a Gig Harbor problem. 100%.
I know. Well, those are similar problems.
Which brings up
entitlement. That's my whole thing.
Exactly. My close friend,
the entitlement,
was in Gig Harbor, and he goes to pull into that Anthony's parking lot down by the water.
Okay.
To go, I forget, somewhere down there. Because the fact that they try to say it's just for Anthony's, get over yourself, Gig Harbor Anthony's. You're not that cool. or fancy or good.
I know. Why don't more people go there? I'm surprised.
Because it sucks.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've never been there.
It's an Anthony's.
I just know the Brim one.
Have you?
Because of Loredana.
And you've been there?
The Brim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like in an older building. There's a bunch of seal and seagull poop all over the windows.
Ugh.
And it's just an older, dirtier building. Probably same food.
Probably the same, but the Bremerton one gets away with it because the side of that building is kind of mod right there.
Yeah, modern. You got the view, blah, blah, blah. So they think they're all that for taking up the parking spot for all those shops down there. If you want good food, go a few doors down to Devoted Kiss and have one of the best breakfast burritos of your life, or the banana bread French toast.
It's
gross. Okay. So he's trying to pull into a parking spot, and there's a lady with a dog, and he's just thinking that she's just like walking through. You know, there's all the people like walking their dogs downtown all the time, blah blah blah. She's kind of like there on her phone or whatever, and he goes to pull in, and he's like most of the way into the spot, and she's just standing there, and then he rolls down the window to be like, hey, you know, I'm trying to pull in here. Can you just scoot over a little bit? She goes, no, this spot's taken. And he's like, what? And there's like no cars around at all. Like no one else.
This one particular spot.
Yeah. The spot's taken. They'll be here in a second. And it's like, that's not how parking lots work, lady. You can't just stand here.
I know.
And say seats taken. You know, You're not Forrest Gump's classmates. So she didn't budge. He didn't go try to ram her over or anything because it's Gig Harbor.
We would have had a Karen situation.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he ended up, she was devoutly committed to the parking spot.
I know. And then he has to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he does it to make his life better.
Right. And once you pass those shops right there and you get into the Y, as I call it.
Whoa.
I made that up. I don't know if anyone else calls it that. Once you get past that and you want to go back to Anthony / Devoted Kiss / haircut place, whatever, there's not a lot of parking there. You're parking all the way down past the Burger Shack and the Thai Hut.
I'm telling you, that's why I joined cars. r/cars. You need walkable communities.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's a Gig Harbor issue. The Target lady.
I know. You go around. I will say that since I moved here almost a year ago, 99% of the issues I've run into since moving here are all related to entitlement. In Port Orchard, they have their own set of issues. And some of them are related to body odor. Some are related to drugs. Some are related to Walmart. And just whatever sort of spiritual vibe is emanating from Walmart. But in Gig Harbor, all the problems I've encountered all revolve around entitlement. Facts. Whether that's rich people entitlement or old people entitlement.
And anytime we talk about Gig Harbor, I always think, John, defend your town.
I know. Sometimes I trump it up just for fun. But I will say, I mean, there's a lot of entitled people.
Yeah, having grown up in Port Orchard and then moving to Gig Harbor, it's different. It's noticeably different.
Right? It noticeably.
Gig Harbor has some issues. Yes, it does.
Reason.
Here's a quick one. Another thing that annoys me about freaking Gig Harbor, when people don't put their shopping carts back, or if they just leave it there in the space next to them, or if they roll it. What's worse is if they roll it and then they put the two wheels up over on the curb. It's just like, what is so great about you?
Yeah.
And what you are doing with your life.
Yeah.
That you literally can't walk the 10 feet. You are at the grocery store. You have to consider putting the cart away as part of the whole event.
Yes. Take it to the cart corral, as they call it.
Take it to the cart corral.
Who's that guy, the country singer, and he wears the fringe in front of his face?
Baby, take it to the cart corral.
Unload those groceries and put your cart back in. It goes to the cart corral.
I was trying to think of something that rhymed with Al. I could only think of Al.
They say there's a term for it, but it's like it's an
pricks.
It's a type of psychological, sociological test, because it's so neutral taking your cart back that is 100% if you do it or not is like a insight into your psyche, because it's so neutral. It's not a law. It's not a rule anywhere. It's not taught anywhere or anything like that. There's not really a punishment if you don't do it.
Right.
There's not a reward if you do it. So it's like so neutral that it's like a psyche to your an insight to your psyche.
Personal integrity.
Yeah. Have you seen those things? It's like a grid, a 9 square grid. There's like good, neutral, perfect, neutral. Yeah. And then there's like
chaotic, good.
Chaotic. Yeah, there's good, neutral, bad. Then there's like chaotic. What's the middle one?
Well,
I forget the middle one. And then neutral. Perfect on the right. Like chaotic and perfect. And I forget what the middle one is.
It's neutral both ways, I thought.
On the top? What's top middle? Anyway, there's like good and lawful good or whatever. It's like chaotic good, lawful good, and perfect good. But there's one that's set up for the cart scenario.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see that.
And so, like lawful good would be like putting your cart back. Perfect good would be like putting your cart back and somebody else's cart that was like by yours or whatever.
Oh, I do that.
Or taking it like all the way in. Then like chaotic good would be like shoving your cart from your car so that it rolls into the corral or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it gets worse from there. But they say it's like ultimate test. And so one of my favorite people in the world is Agent Sebastian.
Is that his name?
Yeah. From Cart Narcs, who goes around filming and
so funny,
trying to catch people in the act of leaving their cart out because they're a lazy bones, as he calls them. And if they
he puts the magnetic sticker.
Yeah, if you don't put your cart back, he tries to give you this bumper sticker. It's a magnet, and it says there's a phone number to call. And it says, "I'm a lazy bones and don't put my cart back," or something like that. And he's a part of the Cart Narcs.
Man.
But yeah, Agent Sebastian is one of the best because he never swears, for one, and he
can run fast.
He runs fast backwards. He runs fast backwards, faster than fat people walk forwards, rush forwards. Gosh. And he totally pushes their buttons, but he does it in the most lawful sort of way.
Oh yeah.
And that's funny because a lot of times when he's doing it, you can follow shout out Cart Narcs on Instagram or TikTok or whatever.
So funny.
And find the videos. But someone will be like yelling and fighting with him. Then someone will walk by And they'll be like, "Oh, cart narcs, love,
I haven't seen that. That's awesome.
love it, love the vids." And they'll be like, "I'm putting my cart back," and while he's like, someone's fighting with him.
My favorite part about those is because it's such a it's like such a human, it's such an illumination on the human condition.
Oh yeah.
The fact that somebody could get driven to like threatening this kid's life and literally like chasing him down.
He's had guns
or
pulled
like
on.
guns pulled on him or like trying to run him over just because this kid is like saying, "Take your cart back." But it's literally like they could just get in their car and be like, "No, not gonna."
Yeah.
Drive away.
Yeah.
But the fact that they get driven to such insanity by such a simple thing, that's what I find so funny about it.
I always love the
like, why do they get so riled up? Just live your, if you want to live your life that way, then do it.
Yeah, if you don't care, then don't care.
Yeah.
It's like you know that you should put it back.
That's what's funny. It's like there is chaos inside of them.
Yeah, something knows that they should put it back. I love the part of and it's in all videos where he goes up to the car and he's like, "Hey, why didn't you put your cart back?" And then whatever they say, I love. There's some excuse.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what's your excuse? And it's always different. And some people, like you're talking about, the person, the Target lady giving too many details of like, it's 6 months to the college and we have to go to the Anacortes art show.
Yeah.
Trying to get a response out of someone.
Right.
That is the opposite of my opinion when it comes to like calling out of work or like coming up with reasons for anything. My opinion is give the least amount of details so that way the person you're telling has to use their imagination of why you have a situation, and that way they believe it because that's what their brain thought of.
Exactly.
So if you're calling out sick from work and you say, my grandma my grandma had pancreatic cancer for the last 37 years and it finally came down to this and we have to go to this hospital at this time, blah, blah, blah. Too much. If you just call and said, "Hey, something come up, I can't come into work today." And then they think, "Oh, weird. Will never calls out of work. Something really like serious must be going on. It's probably blah, blah, blah." Mm-hmm. They believe it because they're the ones that came up with the story.
Have you ever like tried to lie and then you accidentally just start sharing too many details and you're like, "Oops, I just totally F myself."
Yeah.
Because this was not... It's like
I haven't
too
done
obvious.
that. I haven't done that because I just told you how I lie.
I know.
Which is the least amount of details.
We're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yep. And so on the cart narcs, some people will be like, "Oh, I don't want to." But then there's some people that would be like, "Well, I have a hurt leg and I have gout on my left toe and blah, blah, blah." They like come up with the whole thing. And those are the ones that are like, this is about to get wild.
It's so crazy.
And it's fun.
Even like people, anything like that is so funny because it could be whatever. It could be people fighting in a mall. It could be cart narcs. It could be.
It's funny too. They'll like band together. There'll be like 5 shopping carts all in the same spot or whatever. It's like, well, someone else did it, so it's fine.
And it's just like, what drives people? I always think about that. I brought it up in here before, but it's the famous experiment where they had people act like some people were prisoners and some people were guards. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, this study has been criticized, but the reactions were the reactions. The guards started it was like college. Everybody was college students. Mm-hmm. It was a psychological experiment, but all the prisoners started acting like prisoners, like they had done something wrong and they needed to band together as prisoners. And all the guards started exercising their authority in like way stronger ways
Yeah.
and banding together as guards, and they had to shut down the experiment because it was like getting out of control.
Jeez.
And it's sort that, and that's what I think of like carton arcs or something. It's like you put them in on a tiny level. You put them in this minuscule situation where all of a sudden their brain goes, "Oh, it's this guy versus me."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're
it's like, oh, you're trying to say I did something wrong.
all of a sudden they're threatening, teenager's life, or I don't know how old he is.
I think he's like his 20s or 30s.
Yeah. All of a sudden they're threatening this guy's life who's just telling them to put their cart back. It's crazy.
And then they're always like, they always want to like know his authority too. They're always like, you work here or whatever. Like, I'm going to talk to your manager. And he's like, I don't work here.
Everything's so frustrating.
He's always like, I'm just supporting the community.
It's so foreign to me also to just get riled up in general.
Right.
But it's like,
I'm also someone who will walk my cart. If I don't find a little corral around me, I'll walk it all the way inside. I'm one to like park far away from the door if it's like an easier parking spot.
Me too.
And just walk.
Yep, same. Now, I will say, not to be too pedantic.
Shoot. I kind of know that.
But,
like, same root word as pandering.
But let's go into more cart talk.
Okay.
And I will say there's an interesting cart culture at the Union Walmart, Tacoma.
You make it to the Union Walmart?
That's where I go. It's on my way home.
Oh, boy.
Now, that place...
Of or like a pendant? Many of these essays are long, dense, and too pedantic to hold great appeal. An insulting word.
Wait, of or related to a pendant?
Yeah. I may have said it wrong. Not pendant. Pedant.
Oh, pedant.
Which
is... Oh, yeah, I never thought of...
One who is
itself.
unimaginative or who unduly emphasizes minutiae.
Yeah, minutia.
Minutia. In
Sorry, I don't mean to call you out, but minutiae, I love that.
Well, when's the last time you heard anybody spell TIAE?
Minutia. Minutiae.
Whoa. That's
plural.
Plural?
Minutia. If it was spelled MINUTI, if it was spelled like this, like Merriam-Webster has it.
Minutiae.
But then if I go back to pedant, they throw an E on the end. It's IAE. And then if I click on it, it's just IA.
Weird.
So, yeah, not my fault.
But I thought
because plural.
AE is the plural.
That's the plural.
Minutiae.
Minutiae. A minor detail.
Wow. Nobody actually pronounces.
Emphasizes minor details in the presentation or use of knowledge.
That's actually...
One who makes a show of knowledge.
That's actually where people use minutia and minutiae as the same usage.
People don't use it.
People say minutia.
No, they don't.
But it's like data is the plural. Do you know what the singular is?
Date.
Datum.
Really? Mm-hmm. Whoa.
But everybody just says data.
Should we talk about carts and then cut?
Yeah. Why do you need to pee?
Yeah.
Yeah, just pee right now, and I'll find this.
Okay.
I'll find this other thing while we're.
Remember what you were gonna say about minutia carts?
This is when we went pee.
Not to get too pedantic about carts,
but or serious. Now that we had a break, so this is going to be too much. But then I'll back us off. But at the Union Walmart cart culture, number one, there's not enough carts.
Ooh.
So you have to grab a cart in the parking lot on your way in.
It's like the Covington Fred Meyer. Not enough baskets. They're always gone.
Always. There's never any when you go inside. So you got to grab one in the parking lot. Well, because they've all been stolen and walked down the street and whatever. So, but in order to find one, you have to do some work because they are never
in the corral.
But
They're
I would
just
say,
free range carts.
in my opinion, the entitlement is not the issue.
No.
And this is something I heard because this is a minority community mostly.
Uh-huh.
And this is something I heard is like, sometime in some like cultures or systems or whatever, you find people like whoever's in the minority, they don't end up following the rules because they know the rules don't work for them. Yeah. They don't benefit them in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I mean, returning your cart, like you were saying, it's like, ooh,
it's benefit.
It's no benefit to almost anyone except the person who has
cart
to.
Guy.
Oh, and the cart guy, he actually I noticed this. He just goes and gets the ones in the corral.
Oh, he doesn't take the time to go.
He doesn't take the time
until all the cars are gone.
Except there is one kid who I mentioned on this, and he's whatever, I don't know, he's mentally challenged in some way, but he wears like the Black Panther mask, and he's wearing like hockey pads. He's all like armored out.
What?
He's armored out in like soft padded gloves,
pads.
Yeah, lacrosse, whatever. He's all armored up, and it's like if he's just walking by himself in the parking lot, it's scary because you're just like, okay, is a shooting about to happen?
It's like the who's the Seattle superhero guy?
Oh yeah. Jones. Isn't it something
Osmosis Jones?
Isn't it something Jones?
Osmosis Jones is one of those videos that no one.
Wait, Falcon? No. Was
anyway, go ahead.
The bird. But anyways, so anyway, I was just gonna say that the carts are all over
Phoenix Jones.
Phoenix Jones.
Yeah.
Falcon Jones.
Do you feel like since there's such an anti-corral culture that there's a different subculture? Like, do other people are all the carts on the curb? Are all the carts in the short space under the tree?
No.
Or is there any sort of
two wheels up on the curb? That's most of them.
That's most common.
Yeah, as if that is like some sort of.
Is there a sidewalk, or is it just a bunch of singular curbs in front of the spaces?
There is a sidewalk in the middle, and they're usually not there. It's usually two wheels are up in beauty bark on the little, space dividers.
Okay. Interesting. I feel like if we were in college, we could do a whole thing about this if we were like a sociology major.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving a presentation on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I just did. Okay, we're showing each other memes. This is how we always end the second episode.
Have you seen this on the internet? Have you seen the Shibuya Crossing live cam on YouTube?
If you haven't, put it on your TV, turn out all the lights,
turn off the sound,
turn off the sound,
or if you want the sounds of the city, turn them on,
and just record yourself into a microphone for 2 hours, and you have recreated the podcast. And you can vibe with us a little bit more, knowing what we go through on a given night to.
I heard something.
Record these for you,
and I wish I could remember it. It said
for us. It's not really for you. It's for us.
It said in the past, you'd start out your things with, "Hey, thanks for thanks for coming to my channel, blah blah blah," and then now it starts with, "Hey guys," and then in the past you'd say, "Make sure to like and subscribe," but then there's a new one instead of "Make sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell," and I can't think of it now.
Great.
So let's come up with a new one instead of like and subscribe. Oh, I remember what it is. So don't like and subscribe. Make sure to check out our Amazon link, our Amazon list, and the link in the bio.
Oh, yeah.